Here is a lump of food. Not telling you what it is, not telling you where it's from, not telling you anything about it. Here is a lump of food, okay? I am going to tell you that it's not very good for you, but you don't necessarily know that. And even if you think that you might have heard somewhere that it's not very good for you, here's chapter 2 of my example. I am now going to spend £1 billion. I'm not the only person who can't say the word billion without putting my little finger in the corner of my mouth, am I? £1 billion. I'm going to now spend £1 billion convincing you that this lump of food here is absolutely irresistible and delicious. I'm not going to talk to you about its nutritional content, but I'm going to make adverts that suggest if you eat it, you'll be having more sex than you can cope with by the end of play tomorrow. Not only will you be super sexy, you will also be glamorous. You'll be hanging out with all the cool people. You'll be like in the old Bacardi adverts. You'll just be jetting from one island idyll to another. And if you're in a city and you'll have pecs like David Gandy. If you eat this lump of food here, I'm going to use lights and bells and whistles and psychological techniques and magical thinking, and I'm going to persuade you that if you eat this lump of food, your life will be great. And I'm going to put so much sugar and stuff in it that actually once you've got into the habit of eating it, you will crave it, like some people crave crack cocaine. But I'm still spending $1 billion a year on telling you that it's really, really cool stuff. Okay, so that is one side of the debate. Here's the other side. How much have you got to spend on telling people this is really bad for them? £12, James, which is raised entirely through donations. I see. And why are you keen to tell people that this is bad for them? Well, it will make them fat, it will clog their arteries, it will give them diabetes, it will make them die earlier, and it will cost the NHS a fortune to treat them until they do die earlier than they need to. I see. And how much have you got to spend again on your message? £12, James. And how much have the other lot got who are telling us that if we eat this stuff on a daily basis we'll turn into George Clooney? They've got $1 billion, James. Well, even allowing for the exchange rate between dollars and pounds, obviously £12 is a mere fraction of $1 billion. Now you tell me, as you look at this lump of food that's on the table in front of you, whether or not you're exercising freedom of choice. And you tell me where your personal responsibility begins and ends. $1 billion versus... all right, I'll throw in 50p. £12.50. Persuading you that this stuff you really shouldn't be eating. Or, conversely, you could be looking at the amount of budget that is set aside every year for persuading us to drink more water and eat more apples, as opposed to the amount of money that is set aside each year persuading us to drink more Sunny Delight and eat more chips. Now tell me where personal responsibility begins and ends. Now tell me where freedom of choice is exercised in this equation. Okay? So, that is why I think we need to do something differently in 2018 from what I would have thought needed to be done when I was 6 in 1978. Like drugs, like universities, like video games, I cannot and you must not base your opinions on conclusions you arrived at 30 years ago that were based upon the world you lived in 30 years ago.